Hi, the name is Amy Elvis. We all as humans have this inherent trait of wanting to control people and other things. And for me, I think it is not bad in itself. It is only bad when we go overboard trying to do all of this. I guess this was inherently put in us by the Almighty during creation, as can be seen in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28. Now, very few persons know how to use these traits, and because of that, they get better results. They seem to be larger than life, and the vast majority have no clue as to what this trait is all about and how to use it. The aim of this video is to bring to fore what this trait is and how you can develop yours and start getting better results. Today, I'll be looking at 5 available sources of power. I'll be looking at power. What is power? Power is the ability to control people and things. And according to Eric Berne, a renowned psychiatrist and author, there are actually 4 available sources of power. I added the 5th and the first, which I think is the most important, and I'll be looking at them in this video. The first of this power that is available to you that you can use to have people take you serious and also open doors is what is known as, or what I captioned as, God's power, using God's own power. Deuteronomy 8:18a says, "You shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He that giveth thee power." Now, this power can come in the form of abilities, it could come in the form of talent, it could come in the form of an idea, it could come in the form of a knowledge that you alone have, something that is unique about you. Now, that's one way you can exert authority. If you can find out what that unique thing is, develop it, and then start using it. So God's power is the first available source of power. You must know it. You must be conscious that God has empowered you to reign, to be in authority, to exert influence. The second available source of power is what is known as position power, using your title. The president of a country automatically confers on that individual a certain kind of power, a certain kind of authority, a certain kind of influence, and those associated with him. That is what your title will do for you. Little wonder in this part of the country we love titles a lot. You see one person having 4 or 5 titles. That's because they want to influence people. They want to exert authority. They want to control people. They want to control things. So position power is using your title. The next one is historical power, using your past. It could be your lineage or your family name. This confers a certain kind of authority and influence on you. Maybe you come from a very prominent family, and the moment that name is mentioned, certain kind of authority and influence is conferred on you. That is what historical power is all about, using your past. And like I said, it could be your family name, it could be in the area of business as well. In the area of business, little wonder you see things like since 1903, or we've been in business for 100 years. What they are trying to tell you is they are authorities in that field, and they are trying to control you. They are trying to influence you. They are trying to exert a kind of authority. That's what historical power is all about. Then the 4th source of available power is what is known as cultural power, using your credentials. Every culture has what they value. At some point in our lives, in a particular culture, when a man has a large farm with plenty of children, he was seen as an influential person who has affluence. But these days it's not like that. You go to some other clients, it is not like that. At some point, if you have ₦1 million in your account, you were seen as a very rich person. But in some other climes or in some other cultures, it is not so. So you see, cultural power varies from culture to culture. And it has to do with your credentials. It could be the kind of car you drive. It could be the kind of money you have. It could be the kind of school you went to. I also remember back in those days, if you went to a federal government college, there was a certain influence you wielded. People saw you in a different light. For me, I attended Stella Maris College, a renowned school, and we are not in any way ashamed to tell people the school we attended because we felt or we feel it confers on us some kind of authority. So you see, like for example, the kind of car you drive. If two people were to drive two different cars, let's say a Mercedes Benz and a Nissan Sunny to a particular place, both are good cars. But I know one person will confer more authority, more influence, will be able to control people and things other than the other person. So you see, that is why people go out and they want to get Ivy League. They want to get degree from Ivy League schools like Harvard. That's because they want to exert a certain kind of authority. Now, the fifth and the final source of power is what is known as personal power. Personal power boils down to your charisma, using your personality, using your knowledge, all of the things you have to control people, to control things. And it starts when you discover your unique strengths or your abilities, and then you develop them, and then you begin to use them to serve people. You become a person of authority, you become a person of influence, and of course, you also end up becoming a person of affluence. So you see, the take-home point now for everyone who is watching this video is you might not have all of these powers, you might not have all 5 of them, but there are 2 that I know God has already put in you right now, and it's up to you to start developing them, to identify them and start developing them. The first one is knowing that God has given you a power, which is the first, God's power. Then the second is the fifth, which is personal power. You can develop yourself. And when you do these 2, these other 3, historical power, position power, cultural power, can now be added onto you. Remember, you've got one life. Make it count. You can also get my book, Little Drops, a book that is written by me on capacity building and personal development, and read it, and you'll be glad you got that book. Till I see you again next time, do enjoy your day, and bye.